So if you've been following my series Dirty Deeds in Delphi, I know I threw a lot at you guys in the last episode. So I wanted to just take one video to read over all the proceedings and all the information I just threw at you really fast in the last episode. For those of you that like to listen rather than read. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. And so it might be a little bland compared to my normal videos, but stick around. I think this is important, and let me know what you think in the comments. This is the case of Aishah Hasnie versus Carroll County E911. So it all begins on May 18th, 2017, when local reporter Aishah Hasnie from Fox59 sends 4 records requests, all pertaining to the 911 recordings from the night of the November 21st, 2016 fire that took the lives of 4 young sisters, Carroll, Kiana, Kiara, and Keone. So after receiving no response from the Flora Fire Department, Hasnie and Fox59 News would file a complaint with the Office of Public Accessor Counselor Luke Britt on June 13th, 2017. 3 days later, on June 16th, Britt would send a notice of complaint to the Flora Fire Department, and he would receive a response that very same day. On numerous occasions, we have advised that our department is not the lead investigator and have no knowledge of details of this case. All testing and samples were performed by the Indiana State Fire Marshal's Office and the ATF. We are unable to release any information at this time due to the ongoing homicide investigation. 1 week later, on June 23rd, Dennis Randall, who was the lead arson investigator at the Department of Homeland Security, would resign after some emails came to light that would call into question his handling of the case. So this is the email that surfaced in June 2017, but notice the date. It was written February 8th, 2017, which is just 5 days before the Delphi murders. But this email is from a private arson investigator, and I'll go ahead and read it for you. Director, my name is Redacted, and I am a senior fire investigator with Redacted. I am compelled to write this email to you because I am the lead fire investigator on the private side for the fatal fire of 4 children that occurred in Flora, Indiana on November 21st, 2016. The reason for this email is because the January 28th, 2017 press release by the state fire marshal about their conclusions of their investigation are not correct and completely based on speculation and not evidence. As of this date, my investigation, along with Flora Fire Investigator Redacted, as well as ATF Special Agent Redacted, investigations are all still open and ongoing, as our investigation was put on hold until we could gather more input from the ATF with computer fire modeling to help us hopefully narrow down a specific room of origin. Once this has been determined, the electrical components within the room of origin will need to be completely ruled out via a lab exam by our electrical engineers, and not just a cursory look at the scene, before we can say definitively that the electrical system has been completely ruled out. Also, the press release statement about accelerants being discovered in several locations is absolutely not based on any evidence discovered at the scene during the investigation, and the investigator Dennis Randall was not performing a proper origin and cause investigation based on the current procedures of NFPA 921 2016 edition to opine that opinion. Please allow me the opportunity to meet you in person and explain the investigation in detail. This report filed and press release given by Dennis Randall is truly unfortunate and potentially a grave injustice for the 4 little girls that perished in the fire. I have attached a copy of my CV so that you can get a better idea of my fire investigation background, as well as my education, training, and experience to opine this opinion against Mr. Randall. Please contact me at your earliest convenience. Thank you. So in response to this email being recovered, Doug Carter said he was stunned when he read the words for himself the first time. And when asked if he was aware there were questions being raised about Dennis Randall's handling of the evidence and investigation into the actual cause and origin of the fire, he said, I was not, said Carter, shaking his head. I don't know about this, but I'll find out, he told 13 Investigates. Carter told 13 Investigates Randall's release of his arson findings were premature. Carter was equally concerned about an internal email from a DHS staff member telling Randall to wait to make that information public. We also learned Randall put out the information without informing any other investigators on the case. So on July 20th, 2017, the public accessor counselor Luke Britt comes out with his opinion in favor of Fox. He finds that the fire department's response provides they have advised on numerous occasions that they have no knowledge of details of this case, but the department does not specifically say whether that means the department has directly notified the complainant herself that the department does not have records responsive to her request. And the complainant alleges she never received a response from the department for her May 18th requests, which is required under the APRA Access of Public Records Act, I believe. Furthermore, Britt's opinion reads, the department's response provides that they cannot release any information because of an ongoing homicide investigation. This contradicts the department's assertion that they have no knowledge of details of this case. These are mutually exclusive reasons for denying a request and does not provide either the complainant or myself with a clear answer for why the department cannot provide records responsive to the complainant's requests. If the department is withholding records the complainant requested because they are part of an investigation, the department should have provided the complainant with a written denial that states the exemptions for withholding the records. So, in conclusion, it is the opinion of the public access counselor that the Flora Fire Department violated the Access to Public Records Act when they didn't respond to Fox's request. So just a few months later, in November 2017, we would see Adam Randall, son of Dennis Randall, and the chief of the Flora Fire Department resign, as well as the Carroll County prosecutor, Robert Ives, citing personal reasons. So Fox decides they're not dropping this, and in February 2018, Fox would file a lawsuit against Carroll County when they still refused to release the 911 recordings even after the public accessor's opinion. And the Carroll County commissioners would hire Barnes and Thornburg law firm to represent the county in the matter. So the commissioners consulted with their attorney, Ted Johnson, and he recommended they relinquish the recording under the APRA. They issued an executive order to the 911 director, Cassie Lane, to release the recording, but she did not. The commissioners said Monday they were unaware that Lane did not follow the executive order, but they believe it was because she was told by the county prosecutor and the ISP to withhold the recording. And this is from a Carroll County Comet article dated November 6th of 2019. So Fox would win in the lawsuit against the county, and because they lost the initial suit, Carroll County would not only have to pay for their own legal representation by Barnes and Thornburg, but they would also have to reimburse Fox59 for their legal costs. County Auditor Beth Myers advised that the county has paid Barnes and Thornburg roughly $30,000 thus far and would still owe the law firm for legal work which had already been provided. So instead of just settling the matter with Fox, the Carroll County Commissioners Bill Brown, Lauren Hilton, and Steve Pearson hold 2 meetings behind closed doors to discuss how to handle the judgment. Commissioners decided to decline the Fox59 offer and pursue an appeal in the Indiana Supreme Court. Brown said he realized he made the wrong decision to release the recordings after he had conversations with several community members, including prosecutor Nick McLeland. McLeland said during the meeting he believes the recordings constitute evidence and said he believes that the Marion Superior Court judge who agreed with the public access counselor was wrong. Commissioner Brown said that everyone is on board with McLeland's opinion. He said he would not want the person or persons who committed this crime not to be found and prosecuted because the commissioners allowed the media to have the recordings. Hilton agreed, as did Pearson. Brown, when asked by the Comet, said commissioners did not consult public access counselor Britt during their conversations to decide how to proceed. McLeland said he plans to ask the Indiana State Attorney General's office to take the case on behalf of the county because he said this judgment sets a bad precedent across the state. So in April of 2020, the Indiana Court of Appeals would side with the county, ultimately ruling against Fox's request for the release of the 911 recordings. Commissioner Brown said he agrees with the newest ruling and stated he was wrong to direct Cassie Lane to provide the requested audio recording. This is an example of the good guys do win once in a while, he said. We stood together, all of us. The public access counselor, Luke Britt, would respond to this ruling, and he said the Court of Appeals clearly adopted my opinion that E911 was not a law enforcement agency, PAC Britt stated when contacted about the comments made during the commissioner's meeting. It is also the first time I've heard anyone ever refer to this incident as a murder, as stated by the prosecutor in the Comet video of the meeting. When it was on my desk in 2017, a criminal investigation was never even mentioned by the parties. Moreover, the prosecutor has not stated that the 911 calls were compiled for prosecutorial or investigatory purposes, Britt added. He also said it is a concern prosecutors may be able to direct non-law enforcement departments as to what public information per statute can and cannot be disclosed.